Good day, guys. You're welcome to Browse Text on YouTube channel. Today, I will be showing you how you can borrow airtime from Airtel. So, without wasting much of your time, if you have been looking for ways to borrow airtime from Airtel, it's very simple step, and all you have to do is to dial a short USSD code, and you will be able to borrow the airtime. So, today I will be talking about Airtel Extra Credit, and it's a program on Airtel that allow you to borrow airtime and pay back later. So whether you run out of airtime and you need airtime urgently, so you'll be able to borrow the airtime and do whatever you want to do, and then pay back later. So, but before I proceed, I would like to let you know that this airtime extra credit have eligibility criteria in such a way that there are some people that will be eligible um, for the airtime extra credit, and some people are not be eligible. So before I show you how you can borrow airtime from Airtel, I would like to let you know what you need in order to be eligible for this Airtel extra credit offer. But you don't have to stress yourself, and there's nothing much. If you are an active user on Airtel, it's very near that you will be able to borrow airtime from Airtel. But if you are not an active user, then it's probably you might not be able to borrow airtime from Airtel. So for you to be able to borrow airtime from Airtel, you must have been on Airtel for at least 2 months, and you have been using an average of 200 naira airtime every month. Let's say in the month of, let's say you purchase your airtime in January, then you should before you attempt to borrow airtime from Airtel, it should be in the month of March. That's January, February, March. So by March, you should be able to qualify to borrow airtime. So it implies that in the month of January, you must use at least 200 naira airtime. Maybe you purchase the airtime and use it to call. Maybe you purchase the airtime and use it to buy data bundle. And then the month of February, you also do the same thing. So with this, you should be able to qualify to borrow airtime from Airtel. So before I tell you how to borrow airtime from Airtel, I will let you know how you can check your eligibility status. So all you have to do if you want to borrow airtime is to go to your phone dial pad, open your phone dial pad and dial star 500 hash. Once you dial star 500 hash, then you send it. Once you dial it, then you will be taken to this option menu. Then you want to check your eligibility status, then you enter one. Once you enter one, then you reply with one to select for eligibility, then for eligibility. So that's it. You're not eligible. Amount is too low to get any of these products. This is because I'm not using Airtel. I'm not an active Airtel user. I just have the SIM card, and I've not been recharging on it. So if you have been recharging on it, it's depend on how frequently you recharge on your Airtel line. So you'll be able to qualify for any amount. Like you start qualifying from 25 naira, from 25 naira to 50 naira, from 50 naira to 100 naira. So if you've qualified to borrow any amount of airtime, you will see it in that menu. And once you see that you're qualified to borrow any amount of airtime, so if you're qualified to borrow 100 naira airtime, that means you can borrow 25 naira airtime, you can borrow 50 naira airtime, and you can borrow 100 naira airtime. If it shows you that you are qualified to borrow 200 naira airtime, that means you can borrow 25 naira airtime, you can borrow 50 naira airtime, you can borrow 200 naira airtime, 100 naira airtime, and as the case may be. So but before you borrow any airtime from Airtel, get it at the back of mind that whenever you want to borrow airtime, they will deduct 15% as charges before they credit you any amount they want to credit to you. So this implies that, let's say you want to borrow 15 naira from Airtel, you will borrow 15 naira, and they will credit you 42 naira. 15% have been deducted for charges, and you will repay 15 naira at the end of the day. If you want to repay, you don't have to follow any steps for you to repay your airtime. Just once you recharge on your next amount, let's say um you borrow airtime today. If you recharge in the next day or anytime you recharge after which you've borrowed airtime from Airtel, then they are going to deduct their airtime. The previous one you borrowed, they're going to deduct it. Let's say you borrow 15 naira and you recharge 100 naira. 15 naira will be deducted, and 15 naira will be left for you. If you borrow 100 naira and you recharge 100 naira, they will deduct everything, and you cannot decide to borrow again or buy another airtime. So all you have to do is, if you want to borrow airtime from Airtel, all you have to do is to pick your phone, open your phone dial pad, and dial *500 the amount you want to borrow. If you want to borrow 25 naira, you put 25 naira. If you want to borrow 15 naira, you put 15 naira. If you want to borrow 100 naira, you put 100 naira, and so on. So you put hash and you press send. For me, I am not eligible. For me, I am not eligible. If I'm eligible, I'll be able to get the airtime straight. I'll be able to get the airtime straight, but I am not eligible, and I won't be able to use the service. So that's it. If you are eligible, immediately you dial the code, you will be sent the appropriate airtime, the airtime that is equivalent to the amount you requested for. In the second place, you can still use another method. That's by dialing *500 hash. Then you send it. Once you send it, you'll be taken to the menu in the Airtel extra credit. Then you select two to choose borrow credit. Once you choose two to select borrow credit, then if you are eligible, you'll be taken to another menu that will notify you about the charges and others. Then you will be able to follow the prompts and borrow the amount of airtime you want to borrow. It's either you dial *500 hash and go to the extra credit menu and select the one you want to select, or you dial *500 amount you want to borrow and hash. That's all on how to borrow airtime from Airtel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed, and make sure you turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop a guide, you'll be able to get notified that we drop the guide. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day.